Word is I'm bringing home the bacon. Word is they don't see what it take to make it, but the word on the streets how I make it look easy. No flattering, cool, way too easy.
Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Diggles Diamonds podcast. I am joined, as always, by my co-host, David Bentley.
Good evening. It's still light out as we record at 8 p.m. Diggs, does that mean it's summer?
It does mean it's summer. It
We
does
have
indeed.
arrived.
I think they didn't they play the Midnight Sun game this week in Alaska too?
I think you're right.
I think they
you're
start.
right.
Yeah, that's a great baseball tradition. Start a game at 11 p.m. with no lights on the field and wrap it up about 2 a.m.
Don't
in
they
full
have an
sunshine.
awesome summer league there that
Yeah,
like
the
a lot of
Alaska League is
Oregon,
really, really good.
NorCal, Washington
I think
kids
it's
will
just a lot. Yeah, I mean that's
it's
where a lot of those
everywhere?
kids come from.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
a lot of. I mean, I've had kids from Bradley go up there.
That's
It's a
awesome.
it's a pretty cool tradition. So if you ever find yourself having the opportunity to travel up there for baseball, I highly recommend it, kids. Um, and then finally, we are joined this week by the man whose heroics were sent rocketing around the world by Max Preps, Ottawa Marquette's Anthony Couch. Anthony hit a walk-off home run to lead the Crusaders to a 4-3 win over the Fighting Irish of Bishop McNamara in Kankakee. So, Anthony, welcome, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, take us a little bit through this AB. I mean, you're facing Callahan O'Connor, who's a Notre Dame recruit. We'll talk more about him and the battle he got into with your teammate Alec Novotny here in a minute. But if I'm not mistaken, 3-1 count, and most coaches will tell you 3-1 count. That's we're looking for a daddy hack. What'd you get there?
Yeah, I got a fastball, the middle out, perfect pitch. I like hitting it to the right side too, so
Okay,
right in my honey hole.
that you make that contact. What goes through your mind?
I don't know, gone. I thought it was gonna be I knew it was gonna get down. I hit it hard, but I didn't know it was gonna be gone. I thought it was gonna be like a double
When did you realize it had left the park?
when I rounded first.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then I got to ask one more question. What goes through your mind when you come around third base? And obviously, your head coach Todd Hopkins is fired up. Like what? I mean, this was just pure joy at that point, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, really nothing. Just nothing went through my head. I was just almost like a blackout. I don't know how
I
else
got
to
Just right
describe it
in the moment.
in the
Yeah,
moment.
very few times as we get older when we have to multitask and worry about mortgages and stuff. It's hard to stay in the moment, but I could see you being in that
Yeah.
several seconds. What an amazing, I saw it on Twitter and the video and I got chills. Then I watched it again the next day and got chills. It is just one of the coolest videos I've seen in Illinois high school baseball from this year and really in a long, long time. So congratulations on being the Roy Hobbs, the natural walk off. Not a lot of kids get to do what you did. I've got a question for you. It kind of two-part. Before the at bat, you're walking towards the batter's box. What's in your head, if anything?
Um, I just need to do my job. That was my first thing in my head. I just need to do my job, advance the runner, keep us alive. We're down by one, 2 outs. I just need to keep us alive. Get a single, get a walk, do anything to just advance the runner.
Next
And
man
that's
up.
usually when you do well, is when you're thinking about your team and not yourself. I think that I can't say today's generation is any different than the past because baseball is such an individual sport, yet it is also very much a team sport. So it's an odd mixture, but one of my old coaches said, if you go up mentality, even when you're pitching, when everybody's watching you, if you think about, I am part of this team, I am going to do everything I can to help us win. and keep saying the term we and us, I think you can handle the failures of baseball better as well. You ended up on the opposite side of failure, which is a walk-off homer to send you moving on in the playoffs, and that's just really special. So my part two of this question is, it's 3-1. I don't know if you called time and took a second out of the box or if you just stayed in. Did anything cross your mind before that pitch came in on 3-1?
Um, well, I knew that he's a good pitcher. But his most dominant pitch is a fastball. He throws it. He topped 91, I think, this year. But obviously, he had 100 and whatever pitch was 104, I think,
Yeah.
that at bat to start. And I knew that to trust one pitch for him, it was going to be a fastball. And he gave me a fastball. So I just set that red, be on time.
Very
Awesome.
nice. You're talking about Callahan O'Connor, who obviously is a great player himself, headed to Notre Dame. But talk a little about your teammate Alec Novotny, coming up with 12 Ks and no walks and just shoving. And it seems like I mean, do you get bored of it? Like, it's just like, oh, Novotny's on the mound today. Like, everybody take a break,
Yeah, he's a different breed. Alec is, yeah, I don't even know how, I don't know what words are at. Like he's different. I would not want to hit against him.
Nice. Just one of those guys.
Yeah.
Having seen him pitch, he kind of reminds me of Heartland coach Chris Razzo. Like, doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low, but he is going to kill you.
Yeah,
like,
he's definitely a silent killer.
Yeah. He's not going to show emotion. He's not going to, let it all out, but he's going to dice you up and you're going to know you got killed when it happened.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's
Very
exactly, cool. Yeah, that's just like Alec.
What obviously this was a little different for you guys. What with the move up to 2A, what has it, having known Coach Hopkins for, oh my God, almost 25 years now, I don't imagine he made it a big deal for you guys, but has he said anything at all like, hey, like this is, next level up, gotta bring it, or is it just, hey, we're Ottawa Marquette, this is what we do, and we're going to keep doing what's made us successful for the last, however many years, 30 years almost?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing out of that was definitely the pitching, the pitching depth and how good pitchers are like in 2A.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest difference between 1 and 2A.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a
Very
lot of
cool.
solid pitchers in 2A.
Yeah, there absolutely are. Absolutely.
Speaking of differences, Anthony, is there anything different besides, of course, graduating seniors between this year's team and last year's team? What can you say that's, slightly different other than the obvious that some seniors graduated and some sophomores came up?
We had, now this is my opinion. I don't know if Hop's gonna get mad or whatever, but I feel like we have more talent this year than we did last year. But I feel like we had a lot of heart last year, which I still think we're gonna come up with our heart. We had a lot of heart last game, obviously, but sometimes we're quiet in the dugout, blah blah blah. But I think we had some more heart last year, but the heart's coming. We're having a good time now, so I think we have a little bit more talent. Obviously, you can't. We missed 2 big bats, Keaton and Sam. That's another humongous difference. Like,
yeah,
Keaton and Sam are 2 really good baseball players. That's about it. That's about it. I mean, pitching. Obviously, we still got all of our pitchers back from last year.
Yeah, that helps. That helps a lot. What can you tell us? What is Grant Dose, your center fielder? What does he bring to the table for your squad? I've liked him for a long time.
He's a captain. He's gonna get you guys like get everyone up. If it's early game, he's awake. He's he's a motor. Um, but he's fast. I mean, great glove. Sophomore year against Harvest, made a Willie Mays catch out in center field. 390-foot fly ball. He ran and caught it because it's 400 feet Judson at Judson University.
Oh yeah.
Dead center field. He ran back, caught it. It was crazy, but he's definitely the motor of our team. Great
I love that
swing.
description. That's a great description.
Yeah.
That's just awesome. Love those guys.
Mhm.
Well, you're headed to Spoon River next fall. Take me a little bit through your recruiting process. You played for Chicago Elite with Coach Furistic, good friend of mine.
Yep.
What could you pass on to younger kids in the class of 27 about your recruiting process that you think would be helpful?
I'd for sure start emailing coaches early, like super early.
Okay.
So I'm a late, like I committed super late, like
Yeah.
quote unquote super late. But the earlier you start emailing coaches, they could see it. That's probably number one. Start emailing coaches earlier.
Build that relationship and
yeah. Then obviously go on as many visits as you can.
yeah.
And then I'd start posting say I went on a visit to Spoon River, and then start following a lot of coaches. Like that's what happened with me and Spoon. And I also went on a visit to University of Wisconsin Stout.
Okay.
That's how they found out about me, following them on Twitter. I also went on a visit to Quincy, which Brian really helped me with that visit. But I also follow him on Twitter, and he followed me right back. And they seen I went on visits to places, and they started texting me. So I think that's a big part. Mostly getting out there, like out in social media. Like you not necessarily like Instagram, like you don't have to, but definitely Twitter. Twitter is a very good tool.
Yeah, Twitter. I tell people all the time, like Facebook is for your grandparents, Instagram's for you and your buddies. Twitter is where you're probably going to interact with college coaches, and they're going to see your stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely. Was there anything like what did you notice between the different schools there? Like I'm not, obviously I don't, I don't want you to be like, oh, UW Stout's facilities sucked or whatever. I don't know if they do or not. But just what was the deciding factor for you? Because that's a pretty good D2 program in Quincy to be in there as well. What was the deciding factor? Was it something you wanted to major in, or the program, or what?
It was there's a lot of roster size. The roster size between Quincy I think holds around 70 to 65, while Spoon River holds 45. But they're all freshmen and sophomores, so I'll have a better chance to compete for a position. And
that's a great thought process. That really is.
And then the second thing was financially. Spoon River gave me a lot of money off compared to other schools.
Yeah, absolutely.
I liked all the coaches that I went on a visit with. All the college coaches that I went on a visit were super nice, and they're more calm than like Hop or like my dad.
Right now they're more calm than Hop.
Right now. But like they seem understanding. Like
Okay.
Yeah, that's big differences probably.
Well, that's great advice, man. That really is.
It really is. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
Oh yeah, of course.
So, well, buddy, we thank you for coming on. We wish the Crusaders nothing but the best. I know you got a big showdown with IC with Immaculate Conception on Wednesday over there at Hersher. So go get them, man.
All right, thank you.
Expect you guys
Thanks, Anthony.
to show out as always. All right.
All right, thank you.
All right, buddy. Take
Good
care.
luck to you.
All right, thank you.
Yep. See ya.
See ya.
We definitely got to get the video to splice in.
Oh yeah, we're doing that.
It's tremendous. I mean, chills. It's like when you flip on The Natural and, you know, there's 20 minutes left. You're like, well, dude, I gotta wait.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da.
Nobody talk to me. Throw the phone across the room. Nobody talk to me.
I can clock in with the last like 12 minutes, having watched none of it, and it's on the scene, and the hair on my arms goes up every time.
100%. 110%. Yeah, that's a note. That's just and immediately stop what you're doing and watch that movie. So
Absolutely.
yeah, very cool. He got that.
Where would you rank it? Where would you rank Natural? Give me your top 3 with no preparation. You don't have to rank them top 3. Just give me your 3 favorite that right off the top of your head.
3 favorite, without a doubt. Number 1 is Field of Dreams. Number 2 is Major League, and 3 is going to be The Natural.
Well, we have the same number. I do give a strong honorable mention to Bull Durham.
Yes.
For so many reasons, but I think it's because of our age. Bull Durham was 86. Now that my argument doesn't sound, because The Natural was 84.
Yeah.
So my argument originally was going to be, you know, that's when I was 10, 11, and The Natural was a little older. But so my argument is skewed. So
I remember it. The Natural was the first baseball movie I remember watching. Like that was, you know, we had just gotten the VHS in probably like 1985. And, you know, of course, we watched all the kids' movies and stuff like that. But I remember my dad sitting me down, mom and dad, to be honest, and like, hey, this is supposed to be a really good movie. You know, let's watch. And to this day, I still remember, you know, the crazy lady and the home run and the shower of sparks. And I was hooked. Like,
I hate Hershey as an actress to this day, because I only see that crazy broad who shot the greatest player of all time and ruined, you know, the first 17 years of his career.
Yeah.
I agree. So I definitely rented The Natural around that same time. Then I saw Field of Dreams 7 times in the movie theater.
Nice.
And then by the time Major League came out,
but before we go to Major League, what was us talking about with Field of Dreams? Was he
and I have had this argument for maybe 15 years, where he claims Field of Dreams is not a baseball movie. It's a political drama, or like pseudo-political. And we love Huss. We respect his opinion.
But the Midwestern farmer, I believe, is the phrase.
Afraid I'm going to disagree respectfully.
Yeah, it's a baseball movie case.
We love you. We know you're watching and listening, Huss. So we love you. But we do disagree, at least on this point. But yeah, by 89, when Major League came out, I was allowed to watch rated R movies. And I think that was
the first. Major League was the first rated R movie I watched. And I can tell you where it was.
I snuck and watched Jaws in 87, and it scared me so bad I never went swimming again. But like when Bull Durham came out, I still wasn't allowed to watch rated R. So we didn't rent it. And I didn't see it till like probably 1990. And by then I already had my 3 favorites. And it was now number 4, because it was really good. But I think it was really, that movie was very much geared to late teen through adults. Whereas Field of Dreams, you could pick up as a little kid. Again, it wasn't rated R. I don't even know if it was PG-13. And then Field of Dreams, very kid watchable. You and I were 11 at the time. And then, 13, at least for me, for Major League, or maybe 12, somewhere around there. I probably saw it on video at age 13. So, yep, there it is.
Yeah, I remember my folks going to see Bull Durham, and when they got home and I asked, like, "Ooh, a baseball movie, can I watch it?" And they were like, "No, no, 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 no."
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. So, well, there you go. What's the most underrated baseball movie?
Ooh,
The under the
boy,
radar baseball movie.
without preparation. The Sandlot, but I don't think it's underrated. So I can only say that's my number 5, maybe like 4A rated movie. I really
Yeah.
like Sandlot a lot.
You know what you need to sit down and watch with Gavmo? You need to sit down and watch a movie called The Final Season. Has
You told me
Sean,
about this.
yeah,
Yeah.
Sean Astin and Powers Booth and Lou Brown and the guy that plays Lou Brown
I
and Tom
love
Arnold.
Powers Booth. I'm a big supporter of the Red Dawn
Yeah.
star Powers Booth. Geez, wasn't he in Deadwood? He was in everything.
Tombstone.
Tombstone,
Yeah.
standing in Tombstone.
It focuses on the high school dynasty that was the Norway. I think their nickname was the Tigers, um, led by a guy by the name of Jim Van Scoy. And I had heard of this guy because Cowton played for him.
Yeah.
And I actually got to coach against him. He was
Yep.
coaching the team for Perfect Game, and I'll never forget walking to the plate meeting, and I didn't know who the coach was. And he introduced himself, and in my mind, it's the only time it's ever happened in my head. I was like, "Well, shit, this guy's going to run circles around me today." Like, Steve Paxton was in the dugout. I just remember walking back in and going, "At some point, I'm going to need your help."
It's a privilege, though. It's a
Yeah,
privilege to go against the best, and
he
you
was
have
a
that
great
story
dude.
forever.
Oh yeah, he was awesome. So,
What
well,
else you want to hit today?
let's
That
talk
was a
some
great
postseason
guess.
surprises, man. Yeah, that was
Let's
great.
do it.
Anthony was outstanding. Let's see here. Let me pull up the notes app, see what we got. Uh, we'll just go right up the ranks here. How's that work?
Do it.
Class 1A, some of the performances that caught my eye. Monmouth United, which has had a really nice run the last couple years. Um, they win a regional 5-0 over Princeville behind a young man by the name of Ian Leffler, who not only hit a 3-run homer, but also K'd 14 in the complete game shutout to get himself the win. So, nice outing there for the Red Storm. Down in my old stomping grounds there in southeastern Illinois, Toledo Cumberland gets a 4-run sixth inning to including a 2-run single by Hudson McElravy to defeat Windsor Stu Straws 4-3. And last but not least, Waterloo Jabot wins the regional title thanks to Dante Janino, who tosses a 2-hit shutout to shut down Carlisle. So a nice little run there in 1A for some schools. So
I'll give a little counter, and we can bounce
yeah,
back and forth. But as far as up here, 4A, Barrington,
yes,
9-4 over McHenry, sending Mr. Carver Conan Wisniewski home early.
could not believe that. Yeah.
Wow. And that's baseball, man. Look, a
Yeah,
kid is on, a pitcher's on, your pitcher's maybe off a little. And I'm not saying that was the case, but that's just how baseball is.
yeah,
A ball rolls foul, a bunt hit in the 9th inning when you're down one, and it by 2 inches is foul,
yeah.
then you strike out. I mean, it's just a crazy game. Another one I loved is the Super Kendall brothers and Victor J. Andrew over Providence. A nice upset there. Providence hasn't been sort of the Provi of old this year, but they're still very talented.
Oh yeah.
So, maybe it wasn't an upset, but happy for the Kendall brothers. Happy for Victor J. Andrew. That one caught my eye.
Speaking of friends of the pod, did you see how our boy Vinciario won the game for
I did.
Bartlett?
I did. Our guy Vinciario is he's headed to Harper. I've gotten to be, text buddies with his dad, and wishing him the best. I did watch a game in that sectional in Bartlett. I caught the Batavia game for that against Niles Notre Dame. Mr. Liam Dare, a recently committed Liam Dare to the Illinois Central Cougs. Got to see him play. They faced a really tough pitcher, and Dare, I watched him make some nice adjustments in his later at bats, and he took a ball into right field on a line, and they squeaked that one out. And then Bartlett knocked Batavia off a couple days later.
3-2 in 11 innings. Vince Yario gets hit by a pitch to drive in the winning run.
Yep.
Yikes. That's a rough one. That is a rough one. Let's see. Other things of note in 4A, I thought DePaul Preps 1-0 win over Loyola was pretty notable. Nolan Hecht with the RBI double there, top 9 to score the only run, scored Quinn Roberts, who I think is headed to UW Whitewater, if I'm not mistaken. He's definitely headed to a Wisconsin school, but I'm almost positive it's Whitewater with the Super Kendall brothers. Down south, O'Fallon working extra innings to top Belleville West for regional title. Luca Friedenberg with the win there, and the Panthers also shut down Alton 1-0 in a semi that featured some really great pitching. Anderson Kaufman for Alton. I forget the young man's name that's going to Logan already. But Will Vanderheiden from O'Fallon with 15 Ks in that win, in a 1-0 win. So some good ball down there. And then the last thing I've got in 4A is Decker McDonald and Max Henson from Naperville Central combining on a 2-hit shutout to help the Redhawks defeat the rival Huskies from Naperville North 1-0. So not a bad run there either.
Yep. One game of note also, not super surprised, just 2 good teams. Hinsdale Central with Patrick Connors, who's headed to Bradley, against Bennett Academy, who I think Bennett is they're very young. They can compete with anybody on any given day, but I think next year's really going to be their year. I think the maturation's going to happen. So Hinsdale edges Bennett 7-6 in a matchup of 2 very talented teams. And congratulations to Hinsdale Central. And, like I said, for Bennett, I think good things are to come in the future. Don't hang your head too long, guys.
Yeah. All right, let's bounce back down to the small school ranks here. In 2A, personally, I think we got to start in Effingham. Effingham is title town this week. Both the high schools in Effingham High School and Effingham St. Anthony bring home regional titles. The Flaming Hearts of Effingham High teamed up for a 4-man one-hitter, Carter Brady, with 10 Ks there to lead the way. One of the more electric left-handers in the 27 class. And then St. Anthony beats Teutopolis in a rivalry game 4-3. And Hayden Busher, Aiden Laritzen tosses the complete game against the Wooden Shoes. And that's a rivalry game. I mean, that is some good old-fashioned hate right there. Like, those 2 schools do not get along at all. They don't have football, but they try to beat the heck out of each other in basketball and baseball. That had to be a blast. So, some other notes from around the state there. Fulton, the Steamers pick up their 5th straight regional title. We were hoping to have their ace is Chase Dykstra, the Iowa Central commit, who tossed a perfect game in the semis against Morrison, 15 Ks. So all 15 of the 21 outs were by strikeout. And then his co-ace, Braden Myers, who's headed to Illinois Central College, tosses a 2-hit shutout in the title game. So the Steamers are definitely, they have the one thing that everybody needs in the postseason, and that is pitching.
Can we bounce for a sec?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Finish your thought.
Oh, I was going to
come in
say,
a sec.
also riding some good pitching to a regional title was St. Joseph Ogden. The Spartans have not given up a run in 13 innings, covering 3 games. So outscored their opponents 20-0 to win the 2 regional games, 10-0 both times. I think one was 5 innings and one was 6. So shout out to the Spartans there. And then way down south in the home of Superman, Metropolis, Massac County upsets top-seeded Carterville. Massac County was the 5th seed. Carterville was the 1 seed. And the Patriots knock off Carterville 1-0 behind a 3-hit shutout from Zach Maurer and a game-winning RB, I believe it was a sac fly from Ryan Musselman. So shout out to the Patriots there.
And Dynamite drop in with a Superman reference for
have you ever been down there?
I have, yes.
Yeah, gotta stop and see the giant Superman statue. That's a must do. And then
there's a lot of cool. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was just saying there's a lot of cool things in smaller towns towards Southern Illinois.
Oh, yeah.
Which used to be my commute down to SIU for college.
Yep.
And there's a lot of stuff like that in some of those smaller towns.
Yeah.
That you wouldn't know about unless you drive through there and say, hey, what's that? Pull over. Go take a look.
So check this out. So one of my, brain rot, I guess, is the term that's popular these days. There's a guy on YouTube who's a camping guy. Now, my wife laughs because I can't camp to save my own ass. Like, I need the soft bed and the cold room and all that stuff, but it fascinates me. And this guy went and camped in the town that they filmed Rambo in.
Oh.
And they have, on all 4 sides of the square, they have like wood carvings of like Rambo. And I forget Brian Dennehy's character's name, the Colonel. All these, it's so cool. I was like, and then they have like a 30-site walking tour. I was like, oh, I need to go there.
Absolutely, you do. 100%. By the way, I saw, and folks, bear with us. We like to go pop culture, mostly movies and music related. But there is now in New York City a Ghostbusters tour.
Yeah,
you can take a tour of the library. I believe the firehouse.
Yep.
Where they were stationed and things like that. Possibly a Slimer spotting could happen on your tour. So if you're in the Big Apple and, as we know, the Big Apple is very boring. It's hard to find things to do there. You might as well go on the Ghostbusters tour.
Yeah. I mean, if you just don't have anything to do at all,
One game I have to mention we try not to play favorites, but Diggle and I both love Coach Billy Kopp at Lincoln Way East.
Yes, we do.
They were knocked off by Lincoln Way Central, the rival 500 record, and they knock off PBR had Lincoln Way East ranked 2, 3, 4, top 5 for the last 2 months in a matchup of Owen Novak versus Cooper Johnson, friend of the pod, headed to Purdue. And sadly, that's going to be Cooper's last game in a Lincoln Way East uni.
I thought Cooper was a 27.
I think he's 26. Am I off? Was he an early commit?
I think he was one of the earliest commits. Let me double check that.
You might be right.
I think
Thank you for catching that. But to finish that story, 6-5, a close one. Mr. Novak goes 6 innings for Lincoln Way Central, 9 Ks, 1 earned run, only gives up 3 hits to a potent Lincoln Way East Griffins lineup.
Hang on. Come on. Yeah, Coop's a 27, so.
All right. So Cooper will be back for another year.
Can we also talk about, I've never noticed this, I'm just looking at his PBR mugshot right now. That dude looks like Josh Cowton. I didn't notice it when he was
Cooper
on the
Johnson?
pod. Yeah, but
The Coop?
Coop bears a striking resemblance to Josh Cowton.
Well, speaking of that, doesn't Owen Novak work with Mr. Cowton
I
occasionally?
believe so. Yes. Yep.
So there it is. The 6 degrees of separation for Kevin Bacon has come to a full circle.
I was really happy. I was texting Josh this weekend, and he was like, I've become a full-time social media guy. Like all my guys are winning regionals. It's a
Yeah,
nice problem to have, pal.
it sure is. It sure is.
One more in 2A that I forgot. Over at Tolono Unity, the Henry twins. Braden Henry homers, drives in 4, and his twin brother Hunter, not the tight end, uh, tosses a complete game shutout with 4 Ks to power the Rockets into the sectional level. So a real nice athletic year for Tolono Unity. They were finished second in the state in football. I want to say they made the Elite Eight in hoops,
In
and
hoops, yeah.
and now continuing on in baseball. So shout out to the good folks at Tolono.
I may be jumping ahead here, but I can't tell you how excited I am. Number one, that my son has no baseball games this week, which means I get to go watch high school games. And I got to tell you, Huntley versus St. Chaz North is looking pretty good on the calendar. And another
No,
match.
I was going to say no St. Larry's versus Mount Carmel.
I was headed right there. It's a little bit of a commute for me. I believe that's the Brother Rice Regional to get down there to Bro Rice. But Mount Carmel versus St. Larry's is going to be two heavyweights.
Yeah.
Vander Holyfield in his prime, Mike Tyson in the prime, not biting ears. It's going to be a slugfest, or it could be a pitching duel, or it could be all the above. It's going to be just, I hate to really see both those teams match up so early, but that's life. You get thrown in where you're thrown in and you deal with it.
Side note, this just occurred to me. Were we at the same party the night that Tyson bit Holyfield's ear? Were we watching that at the same party?
There's a good chance. I'm thinking, what year are we talking here? 96, 97?
96, I think.
Okay.
What I
I
think
mean,
I think it
it's
was at the Grove Apartments that Sauls and I eventually lived in, if I remember right. Or maybe it was those ones on Allen Road.
I
But
definitely watched it with friends.
yeah, I
With
definitely remember there being Richwood's kids there.
there may or may not have been underage drinking, and we don't condone it, but the 90s were different. But yeah, Mount Carmel versus St. Larry's. I don't know, man. I mean, look, so many good pitchers on both
Oh
sides,
yeah.
so many hitters on both sides. I bet there'll be freaking 1,000 people at that game.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I gotta say, you were talking about the commute to Brother Rice. That is the one place that I have been where I have no idea where I am in relation to the rest of the city.
You need a compass.
I mean,
You need a compass.
I
Yeah.
literally I forget. Oh, it was after we were at you and I met up at Lockport. And
Yeah.
then our
Yeah.
16U was playing over at Brother Rice as part of the Sparks invite. And I remember it was like a 45-minute drive, which I didn't think any of those sites were 45 minutes apart. And I was like, there was city, there was stop and go traffic, there was countryside. Where the hell am I?
And speaking of Lockport, they're going to match up this week with Downers Grove North. Another couple heavyweights.
Yeah.
Lockport gets it done year in and year out. They reload. I always believe that when that happens, it means your 12 through 14 youth baseball program is top notch.
Yeah.
And there's no question in my mind that's what Lockport has. And by the way, those facilities they have and where they play, which is off campus slightly, just tremendous
I
ball.
love their high school park. That is
It's so
Very cool.
nice. It's to me, Pravi is up there.
Yep.
You know, we could do a whole episode on favorite parks. I really love Pravi's old school 70s feel
Yeah.
that they have, but Lockport it's a newer park, just awesome. Awesome vibe, good aura there.
Yeah.
You can foul balls and hit a car. I always think that's fun. Maybe a little dangerous, but it's all part of the experience, Russ.
Amen. Nice. Last thing we got to talk about, Class 3A, down here in Central Illinois, Chatham Glenwood tops Mount Zion 2-1. Walk-off single by Cole Woodward there, bottom of the ninth. Dunlap picks up its third straight regional title behind Carter Lippens. Nice outing for Lippens, who has just been an absolute machine this year. And East Peoria wins its first regional title since 2021. I was talking to Ryan and Nicole Duncan, the parents of RJ Duncan, and that group, that class of 2026, with RJ and Augie Lonis, who's going to ICC, and Jackson Aarons, who's going to Northern. A lot of people thought they might win, three regionals in a row, and it's just been a kind of a weird happenstance. When they were sophomores, Duncan wins the semifinal in dominating fashion. Augie Lonis is on the bump for the championship game, which bodes pretty well. Dunlap's ace is hurt. It looks like it's going to be a mismatch, and Augie Lonis gets hit in the face by a line drive and ends up, at the hospital bleeding while Dunlap sneaks one out. Last year, just got beat. And for them to finally get it, there was a picture of RJ that our great photographer, Rusty Powell, took. And you can just see the smile on that kid's face from Galesburg all the way back to East Peoria. Like that, you couldn't have pried that plaque out of that kid's hands. It was pretty cool to see them get it. So that's going to be a nice sectional if you want to come home for a night, Wednesday night. East Peoria
I will
versus
try.
Metamora, and
I will see what I can do.
we could
Yeah,
broadcast it.
I want to give some love to Augie Lonis, who's coming off not only the ball to the face, but a shoulder injury, to come back and hit 8 bombs this year.
Yeah.
Really impressive stuff.
Yeah.
A likable kid, a likable huge kid.
Yes. A
Big
freak
fella.
athlete. Yeah. Like
And
6'4",
actually kind of
230.
fast.
Yeah.
Like a fast, big, like hefty, big,
Yeah.
tall, big. Like
him and Dare both are very similarly built, and both are that sneaky fast. Like they could steal some bases at the college level for sure.
I watched Dare play. He did have some speed. What I like about Dare, I'm sure he's in, and we're talking about Liam Dare, first baseman for Batavia. I'm sure he's in the gym, but he looks like the type of dude that even if he didn't lift, he's got that country strong look about him.
Yep.
And like a tough blue collar mentality when he plays. I feel like
he's also smart as all get out. He's an Illinois State scholar.
Yes, he is a sharp kid, very nice kid, very polite. Yeah. He looks like the type of kid, if he gets hit with a pitch, the ball hurts. Like the ball is like, wow, I ran into Liam. I'm really rooting for him next year at ICC. I think that's a huge gift for the Cougars.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, boss, that's all I got.
All right. So I'm going to go Micro Machine commercial 1980 style and talk through David's Illinois Diamond Baller team. I've got 14 names. I did do some research, and these are my favorite 14 players of this year, and I'll try to throw in a few stats just so I'm not just listing names. I got to start with Brady Cunningham out of Brother Rice, third baseman, Texas A&M recruit. When you hit 551 with 16 bombs and 59 RBIs, wow.
That's
whoa.
I I don't know where that ranks. Keep talking. I'm going to look where that ranks in the IHSA
Okay.
because
I'll keep
that,
cruising because I got 14 guys to get
yeah.
through. I'll be fast. Tristan Stager, catcher, gold glove catcher for St. Lawrence, going to Kentucky. He's only a junior. 14 bombs, 60 ribeyes, 53 hits on the season. Him and Corey Less and Donovan and the gentleman we had on, his name is slipping my mind right
Oh,
now.
Danny Coyle.
Danny Coyle, thank you. They are so loaded, but I'm gonna shout out Tristan Stager right now. While you interrupt me when you find the answer to that question, but I'll keep moving. Number 3 on my favorite 14, RJ the Dungeon, catcher, right pitcher, first baseman, headed to Illinois State, part of Coach Holmes' amazing 26 class.
Picked up another nice ad this week with Sam Fenn.
I saw it. RJ hit 516 on the season with, I believe, 5 bombs. And on the mound, he had a 1.01 ERA, 113 Ks. Two-way baller, has to be in consideration for PBR Player of the Year. I know they gave the Gatorade Player of the Year to Landon Tomey. Much love to the Tomey family and Landon, who's going to Florida State and certainly deserves it. But, I'd love to see RJ get some sort of award because his two-way numbers and talent are – you can quantify it because you can look at the stats. But at the same time, what he is to East Peoria is hard to quantify because he's kind of a heart and soul guy on both sides, defense and offense of that team.
Yeah. So looking at the IHSA record book here, what did we say? He had 15 bombs or 16?
16 for Brady.
16 is one short of making the record book. The single season record is held by Scott Riley of Pittsfield, who hit 23 in 1999.
Well, you do know, and I know you do, Caden Shostak has 17 homers.
Yeah, so that puts him in.
Yep. And let's not forget to mention when he's pitching, Caden Shostak has 92 Ks and can hit 94, 95 when he's chucking it. And he is also part of Illinois State and Coach Holmes' ridiculous recruiting class. I'm just going to keep rolling, Diggs. You interrupt me if you got something to say. Jackson, go ahead.
Let me throw this in. The 59 RBIs for Cunningham also does not get him in. That cutoff starts at 67 to get in the top 20. And the record is 80 by Mattoon's own Gil Metzger, who I actually covered his games. Shame on me for forgetting that back in 2004. So.
All right. Dynamite drop in as always. I got one more Central Illinois guy, and then I'm going to bounce around on my favorite 14.
Yep.
Jackson Aarons. I'm not going to leave East Peoria. When a kid hits back-to-back cycles in Georgia over spring break against some of the best talent this country has to offer, you're going to make my favorite 14. Hit mid-400s in the end, 9 homers, 6 triples, played a stellar shortstop, like a fielding percentage, I believe, of 936 at short. Trust me, guys, in high school, that is quite good. He is a Northern Illinois commit. Congrats to Coach Copeland, Coach Peacock, Coach Kelch, and all the Northern Illinois Huskies coaching staff on a tremendous run this year. Monty, anything to add on the Huskies?
It was so cool to watch two kids who you watched grow up, and really I've watched Cope grow up too. I've known Cope since he was a high school senior. So to see all these guys that I've known for 20 plus years and to know how much work they've put in, both at the previous stop down at UIS and then at NIU, I think it's one of the best young coaching staffs in the country. And if Copeland's phone isn't ringing off the hook now, it it should be fairly quickly.
What I think about those guys is what I look for in a coach, just being a baseball fan. In college, can you recruit? Can you develop? And can you in-game manage? Those dudes hit those 3 boxes all day, all night,
Yeah.
8 days a week.
And I don't know much about Cope's immediate family background, but I know really well Peacock and Kelch's dads, and it should surprise no one that they're both successful coaches. Lauren did a great job with the Limestone football program for a long time, and Ron Kelch was a great head basketball coach and a great assistant in baseball for a long time. So those two have been around athletes since they were in underoos.
Yep.
I mean, it's just that's where that comes from.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will continue. I already mentioned Caden Shostak from Brimfield, center fielder, right-handed pitcher, 92 Ks on the bump, 17 bombs. I think he batted 496.
Yep.
Just an unbelievable player. He's a friend of the pod. He's been on before. Jackson Tucker, one of you and I's favorites out of Oswego East, the shortstop, headed to Oklahoma State, wiry 6'4" frame, 12 bombs, 27 steals. Diggs, that to me says MLB draft. You want to maybe take this kid who can run like the wind, is huge.
Investors, possibly you.
Investors, possibly you. Yeah. Boats and hose, Diggs. Boats and hose. Big fan of Tucker. I'm going to keep going. Back to St. Larry's. Corey Less, the Louisville commit. Another guy with power speed. 9 bombs, 18 steals, 50 RBIs. He's part of the juggernaut Vikings. They are ridiculous. They are not a lineup when you get to the 9 spot. Pitchers take a breath and say, okay, nope, no, you're toast all the way through the whole game, every at bat.
You know what just occurred to me with talking about these steals? Illinois high school baseball, and for that matter, the National High School Federation, has not yet adopted, and neither is college baseball, the bigger bases that cut down or that are supposed to help stealing, and nor have they gone to the pickoff rule either. I would love to see that. There's a great podcast episode. I forget the name of the podcast. But they were talking about how the Rays have gone back to like Whitey Herzog ball and are just killing people with it. And I would love to see that come back. The running and hitting, the small ball, the putting pressure on defenses. That's the way to go.
Well, they got the Simpson guy in Tampa who's hard to compare, but reminds me of Vince Coleman a little bit, maybe a little Willie McGee. I don't think his hit tool and power is as good as Vince and Willie. Willie was an MVP in the National League. Had like 16 or 17 triples that year. He won MVP. A phenomenal player. Great glove, too, in the outfield.
It occurred to me the other night. So I was playing the show late. I couldn't sleep last night. And I was going through and just trying to draft a fantasy team just to see what was out there. They only have Willie Coleman at 79.
No.
What are we doing?
No. We got to send that back. We got to call people about
79.
This will not stand. This injustice will not stand, man.
Figure it out, show San Diego.
Speaking of stealing bases, here's a guy that stops people from doing that. Brandon Thompson from St. Viator. We talked about him before. Gold Glover going to Purdue.
There's some serious hurt in the bat, too.
Oh, 524 batting average with 10 bombs. Purdue got a hell of a player. So good. So
Shout
good.
out Trey Hannum for being his hitting trainer.
Yep. Yes. And I could never leave out just a straight PO pitcher only on my fabulous 14. Jack Slydom, one of your favorites, one of my favorites, Lions Township, right-handed pitcher, His ERA, you can't find with the Hubble telescope. It is 0.30, 87 Ks for the young man at LT, the Fighting Lions. What a year for that kid. You may hear his name in July if you watch the MLB draft.
Yeah. Tell you what, that's the other thing that kind of excites me for this week. Like, we're finally into like consistently warm weather. We ought to see some velos jump this week. Like, if you told me that, slide them, pop to 97 or 98, or, you know, uh, any of the guys we've talked about, Chase Dykstra runs it up to 92, at Fulton, whatever, Novotny, bumps to 90, 91, 92. It's going to happen, especially with the adrenaline from all these sectional games. So that's going to be fun if you're a lover of pitching for sure.
Yes, unfortunately, we are not going to get to see Jack Slydom because Rivas, a pretty good ball club,
I
Rivas
forgot they
Rams
lost. Yeah.
knocked off LT 4-1. And phew, you got Ragsdale for LT, who I can't see now that I've got a week of no Little League baseball to watch. A little disappointed I can't see the LT Lions, having lived in LaGrange for 7 years. So that's baseball though, man. Moving on to finish out the fabulous 14, friend of the pod. Yes, you're seeing a lot of guys that are friends of the pod. We are biased. I am human. I admit it. Hunter Baugh, two-way out of Edwardsville, makes my favorite 14. Going to Lindenwood, he hops on the bump. He's filthy. He plays a great defensive shortstop. He's hitting in the mid 400s. Just a ball player, and in my opinion, and I believe you agree, one of the best baseball IQ kids that we have had on the show.
IQ kid.
Just intelligent as he's the Einstein of Southern Illinois baseball, as far as players go. And a great young man that we had on earlier this season. I already mentioned Tomei. We know him. We talked about him 1,000 times. His dad's from Peoria, the greatest town in America. He has already been named the Gatorade Player of the Year at Nazareth, headed to Florida State, and will get his name called unless perhaps his agent leaks something and says, no, he's going to Florida State. I don't know.
He's already a first-round pick. I think Jim says go.
We shall see. I thought that about Jack from Lincoln Way East, Jack Bauer.
Yeah, true.
And it seemed like we're guessing that his agent may have told the teams, don't draft him. He's going to Mississippi State because he did not get drafted at all. And he's filthy. Moving on, I'm going to Mount Carmel. I got to give some love to TJ McQuillan, who that whole team is loaded, but he had an outstanding year. He's a third baseman, Wake Forest commit. PBR's got him ranked in the top 7, I believe. He hit .517, several bombs, a billion RBIs. A great year for him. Keegan Sipe, first baseman at a Triad, who's going to Xavier. Yes. I lost count of how many home runs he had. He had so many. He had like 3 in the first 3 games of the season. And then for my final one of the Fab 14, favorite 14, I go to Normal Community. Gavin Michaels, shortstop, headed to Cincinnati. Hit .413, 3 bombs, 26 steals. One of the fastest guys in the state, one of the best all-around players in the state. His exit velos are ridiculous for a guy who's not 6'5", 240. He still torques the ball. And one of our favorite players in Illinois. So
absolutely.
I'm done.
Sounds good. Well, folks, we thank you for joining us.
Like George Costanza. I'm out.
Yeah. You may have noticed that we were gone for a couple weeks. Mr. Bentley and I both hit some really busy times in May. Him with trying to keep up with 3 kids all playing different sports in the spring and summer, and me just with finishing up the school year, ICC baseball, high school baseball, and overseeing project graduation. Oh, and the blood drive. So we've been busy. Going forward, we're not sure how we're going to attack this. May become a little bit more sporadic, maybe twice a month. We're not sure. We're going to sit down and discuss some of these things and see what is best for us and go from there. So keep checking in, and we'll keep putting out pods as we have time. So
We love this. We do get busy. We love to do it. We are only a 2-man crew. We appreciate everyone who listens and watches.
yes,
And you'll hear us again. We're just not quite sure what the schedule will be for that for Tickles Diamonds.
nice.
But thank you all for joining. And
Yes.
special thank you to Mr. Anthony Couch, who we'll have the video of the home run inserted into this episode.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to, if you want to keep watching it over and over too, you can find it on Twitter and the internet, because it's a special.
Yeah, it's from Max Preps tweeted it out. You got to go back a couple tweets on Max Preps, but it's there. So, all right, folks, we'll have fun at sectionals this week and get ready for summer ball.
All right, it's getting warmer, Diggs.
Yes, it is.